You are not losing your mind. You are not failing at life. And you are certainly not being punished. That heavy, suffocating silence that has settled over your social circle isn't a coincidence. It is a surgical extraction. Right now, as you listen to these words, you are feeling a specific type of coldness. It's a distance that has grown between you and the people you used to call friends, the people you used to call family, and the places that used to feel like home. You walk into a room and the air feels thin. You speak, and it's as if you're speaking a language that no longer translates to the ears of the masses. You feel like a ghost in your own life, watching everyone else play a game that you have forgotten how to play. Think about the last few months. Have you noticed how the conversations you once tolerated now feel like sandpaper against your soul? The gossip, the shallow complaints, the endless loop of negativity, it's physically draining you. You leave social gatherings feeling not just tired, but depleted, as if your very life force was being siphoned away by the mundane. This is the first symptom of the separation. Your internal frequency has shifted so radically that the old world can no longer hold you. You are being pushed out of the crowd because you are no longer compatible with the crowd's vibration. You've been experiencing the void. It's that terrifying space between who you were and who you are becoming. In this space, the phone stops ringing, the invitations dry up. People start to distance themselves from you without explanation, or worse, they pick fights over things that don't even matter. You've probably asked yourself, what is wrong with me? Why am I suddenly the outcast? But I am here to tell you that you are being hidden. You are being pulled into a divine isolation because the next level of your mission requires a purity of focus that the crowd is designed to destroy. Look at your hands. Feel the weight of your body. Do you feel that slight buzzing in your chest? That is the energy of the separation. It feels like loneliness to the ego, but to your spirit, it is freedom. You are being unplugged from the matrix's social battery. The crowd lives on a frequency of herd immunity to the truth. They find safety in numbers, in doing what everyone else is doing, and in thinking what they are told to think. But you were born with a glitch in your system. You can't unsee the lies anymore. You can't fake the smile. You can't participate in the charade. The physical symptoms are undeniable now. The sudden headaches when you stay in crowded places too long. The way your ears ring when someone is lying to your face. The intense need to be in total silence, away from the hum of electronics and the chatter of people who are spiritually asleep. This isn't depression. This is your soul demanding sanctuary. You are feeling alone because you are being quarantined by the divine. The crowd is moving in one direction, toward the cliff of collective unconsciousness, and the hand of God has reached down and pulled you back. You are standing on the sidelines now, watching the parade go by, and for the first time, you can see the strings attached to the puppets. It hurts because we are wired for belonging, but you are being taught a higher form of belonging, a belonging to the self and to the source. Every person who walks away from you right now is a weight being lifted from your wings. Every bridge that burns is lighting the way to your true destination. You aren't lonely, you are being refined. The solitude is the laboratory where your new identity is being forged. Stop trying to run back to the burning building just because you missed the warmth of the fire. The crowd is not your home. It never was. You were just a visitor and your visa has expired. The reason this separation feels so violent, so final, is because it is not a human decision. It is a spiritual mandate. You have to understand that the universe operates on the law of resonance, like attracts like. For years, you forced yourself to vibrate at a lower frequency just to keep the peace, just to stay connected to a family or a social circle that didn't truly see you. You dimmed your light so you wouldn't blind them, but the divine has decided that the time for hiding is over. You have reached a spiritual escape velocity. Just as a rocket must burn off its fuel tanks and shed its outer casing to reach the stars, you are shedding the people and environments that can no longer survive where you are going. There is a divine rule that states, light cannot fellowship with darkness. This isn't about being better than anyone else. It's about chemical incompatibility. You have been infused with a new code. As you've done the inner work, as you've healed your trauma and sought the truth, your spiritual DNA has mutated. You are no longer the same species as the crowd. When you walk into a room now, your very presence acts as a judgment against the shadows in others. This is why people are reacting to you with such strange hostility or sudden silence. Your frequency is literally agitating their demons. The peace you carry is a threat to the chaos they depend on. You are being separated because you are transitioning from a consumer to a creator. The crowd is a collective of consumers. They consume media, they consume fear, they consume each other's energy. If you stay in that collective, your energy will be continuously harvested. The divine has pulled you into the isolation chamber to protect your harvest. You are carrying a specific seed, a specific spiritual blueprint that can only germinate in total stillness. If the crowd were around you right now, they would trample that seed before it had a chance to break the soil. Your loneliness is actually a divine fortress. It is a protective barrier that ensures the world cannot influence the masterpiece God is currently painting on the canvas of your life. Think about the silence of the womb. Think about the darkness of the cocoon. Transformation never happens on a stage. It never happens in the middle of a party. It happens in the dark, in the quiet, and in the alone. You are in the cocoon stage of your evolution. The liquid state you feel in your life right now, where everything feels unstable and your old identity is melting away, is necessary. You cannot become the butterfly while you are still trying to crawl with the caterpillars. The caterpillars don't understand the butterfly. They think the butterfly is weird, distant, and too much. They will try to pull you back down to the dirt because your wings remind them of their own limitations. The spiritual cause of your isolation is also a test of authority. The universe is asking you, can you stand alone in your truth, or do you need a crowd to validate your existence? To lead, you must first learn to stand solo. To be a chosen one means you are chosen to represent a reality that doesn't exist yet for the masses. You are a scout. You have been sent ahead of the pack to find the new territory. You cannot be a scout if you are still huddled in the middle of the camp for warmth. The coldness you feel on the outskirts is the proof that you are at the front of the line. You are the pioneer of your bloodline, breaking the generational curses that kept your ancestors trapped in the crowd for centuries. This is a sovereignty initiation. Every person who leaves your life is a lesson in self-sufficiency. You are being forced to find your source of joy, your source of validation, in your source of power within yourself, rather than in the eyes of others. The divine is stripping away the crutches of human approval so that you can finally learn how to walk on the water of your own spirit. This isolation is the prerequisite for the power that is about to be bestowed upon you. You are being sanctified, set apart for a holy purpose. Stop mourning the loss of the crowd and start celebrating the arrival of your true self. The silence is not empty. It is full of the instructions you've been waiting for. Do not be deceived by the sudden increase in friction you are experiencing. As you separate from the crowd, the matrix, the collective system of control, is beginning to push back. You must realize that when you were part of the crowd, you were manageable. You were a predictable gear in a larger machine. But now that you are standing in your own power, you have become a system error. The people around you, especially the narcissists and the energy vampires, can sense that they are losing their grip on you. They are reacting to your independence with a mixture of fear and desperation, though they will disguise it as anger or concern. Have you noticed how the people who used to ignore you are suddenly obsessed with your downfall? Or how those who claim to love you are now weaponizing your silence against you? They call you stuck up, cold, or unstable. This is a calculated reaction. To the narcissist, your solitude is a declaration of war. By being okay with being alone, you have removed their primary weapon, the threat of abandonment. They can no longer control you with the fear of being left out because you have already left. They are scared of you now. They are terrified because a human being who is comfortable in their own company is a human being who cannot be bought, sold, or manipulated. The Matrix uses the crowd to police itself. Think of the people in your life as agents of the old system. When you start to vibrate higher, you set off an alarm in their subconscious. They don't even know why they are attacking you. They are simply reacting to the light you carry. It's like a moth to a flame, but instead of being drawn to the light, they want to extinguish it because it exposes the grayness of their own lives. They need you to stay in the mud with them so they don't have to look at their own reflections. Your separation is a mirror that shows them exactly what they are refusing to do, the work of the soul. Watch how they try to hoover you back in. They will send a random text after months of silence. They will create a fake crisis to see if you will still come running to save them. They are testing the perimeter of your new boundaries. They want to see if the chosen one is really awake or just hitting the snooze button. You must remain like stone. Do not give them the reaction they are fishing for. Every time you react, you give them a plug into your energy field. Every time you remain silent, you reclaim your power. They are losing their minds because they can see that their supply has dried up. You were their sun, and now you have moved to a different galaxy. They are also panicking because your separation is contagious. There are others in the crowd who are watching you. They see you standing alone, looking peaceful and unbothered, and they are starting to wonder if they can do it too. You are becoming a beacon of rebellion. By simply existing in your isolation, you are breaking the spell for everyone else. This is why the system is trying to discredit you. They need to make you look like the crazy one so that no one follows your lead. They want to make your solitude look like a failure rather than a victory, but you know the truth. You can see the desperation in their eyes when they try to bait you into an argument. You can hear the hollow ring in their voices when they try to gossip about you. They are irrelevant now. They are shadows playing on the wall of a cave that you have already walked out of. You have out-vibrated the trap. The crowd is a prison where the doors are unlocked, but everyone is too afraid to leave. You walked out, and now the guards are screaming at you from behind the bars. Don't look back. Don't explain yourself. Your power is in your absence. Your strength is in the fact that you no longer need them to tell you who you are. You are the one who got away, and in the kingdom of the blind, the one who can see is always the enemy. This separation is not just a social shift. It is the fulfillment of a blueprint that was written into your spirit before you even took your first breath. There is a divine law that governs the life of every chosen one, the law of the remnant. Throughout history, the many have always been led by the few who were willing to walk alone. You are currently being initiated into this sacred lineage. The Creator is not distancing you to make you miserable. He is distancing you to make you holy, which literally means to be set apart. You are being groomed for a position of spiritual authority that cannot be held by someone who is still tethered to the opinions of the masses. The truth that the world tries to hide from you is this: your isolation is the secret place mentioned in ancient prophecies. It is the womb of your destiny. When the universe wants to do something extraordinary in the earth, it always starts by pulling a specific individual away from the noise. Moses had the desert. Jesus had the wilderness. Paul had the road to Damascus. Every great shift in human consciousness was birthed in the silence of a separation. You are in your desert phase right now because the frequency of the crowd is a jammer. It creates static that prevents you from hearing the specific minute-by-minute instructions for your life. In the crowd, you hear the collective ego. In the silence, you hear the voice of God. Consider the theological reality of your chosen status. To be chosen means you are plucked out of a larger batch. You are the wheat being separated from the chaff. The chaff is light, hollow, and blown away by every wind of trend and doctrine. But the wheat is heavy with substance. Right now, the wind of global change is blowing. And while the crowd is being tossed to and fro by fear, propaganda, and confusion, you are remaining grounded. Your weight comes from the truth you have integrated. You are being separated because the new earth, or the next stage of human evolution, cannot be built on the foundations of the old world. You are the foundation stone. and a foundation stone must be laid deep in the earth, alone, before the rest of the building can be stacked upon it. The prophecy for your life is shifting from the general to the specific. Up until now, you have lived a general life, going to school, working jobs, and maintaining relationships that were good enough. But good enough is the enemy of the divine best. The separation is a sign that your general grace has expired. You are now entering specific grace. This is a higher level of protection, but also a stricter level of discipline. In this phase, things that other people get away with, you will not. When the crowd lies, they prosper. When you lie, your stomach turns. When the crowd gossips, they feel connected. When you gossip, you feel a headache. This is because you are being held to the standard of a royal priest. You are being trained to handle the power of the word. You must realize that your loneliness is a sign of your spiritual adulthood. Children are afraid to be alone. They need the constant presence of a parent or a peer group to feel safe. But an adult is comfortable in their own company. The divine is treating you like a spiritual adult. You are being trusted with the secrets of the kingdom. This isolation is a security clearance. The deeper you go into the mysteries of the universe, the fewer people there will be who can accompany you. The air gets thinner at the top of the mountain. Most people are content to live in the valley where it's crowded and warm, but the view from the peak is only for those who are willing to endure the climb alone. Stop asking God why He took them away. Start asking Him what He wants to show you now that they are gone. The crowd was a distraction that kept you from seeing the burning bush. The noise was a barrier that kept you from hearing the still, small voice. Now that the stage has been cleared, the real play can begin. You are the protagonist in a cosmic drama, and the separation is the moment the spotlight finally finds you. You are not being abandoned. You are being prepared for an audience of one. And once you are fully aligned with that one, you will realize that you were never alone to begin with. You were simply surrounded by a presence that the crowd was too blind to see. Now that you understand the weight of your calling, you must learn how to walk in this new, consecrated space. The transition from the crowd to the calling requires a practical grounding. Your first step is to stop explaining your absence. The chosen one does not need to justify their withdrawal to those who are committed to misunderstanding them. When you try to explain your spiritual growth to a carnal mind, you are throwing pearls before swine. It only drains your battery and invites the enemy to argue with your destiny. Your silence is your seal. Let your results speak for you in the seasons to come. For now, embrace the monk mode of your existence. Protect your morning, protect your night, and protect your eyes from the digital crowd that seeks to pull you back into the collective anxiety. Ground yourself in the physical world to balance the high spiritual voltage you are now carrying. Walk on the bare earth. Drink water as if it is medicine. Spend time with animals and the elements, for they recognize the frequency you carry even when humans do not. You are recalibrating. Every time you feel the sting of loneliness, I want you to reframe it. Say to yourself, this is not rejection, this is protection. This is not isolation, this is preparation. You are building a sanctuary within your own ribcage. The more you decorate your internal world with peace, the less you will seek the external validation of a world that is currently falling apart. Let us seal this transition with a declaration of power. If you are ready to claim your seat among the set-apart ones, say this within your spirit. I release the need for the crowd. I release the weight of dead connections. I accept the gift of my own company. I am protected. I am hidden. I am being prepared. I recognize that my separation is the signature of my selection. I no longer seek a seat at tables where my soul is not fed. I am a sovereign being, and I walk the path of the pioneer with my head held high. The loneliness is over. The communion with the divine has begun. Do you feel that shift? The air in the room just changed because you have stopped fighting the process. You have accepted the quarantine. You are now under the direct shadow of the Most High. The people who are meant to be in your life, your soul tribe, the ones who speak the language of the light, will find you. But they cannot find you until you stop hiding in the crowd. You have to stand alone for your true family to recognize your beacon. The fake must fall away so the real can emerge. You are being positioned for a breakthrough that will leave the crowd in awe. They will see you again, but you will not be the person they remember. You will be a transformed vessel of light. If this message resonated with your spirit, if you felt the truth vibrating in your bones, then you know you are where you are supposed to be. Do not be afraid of the quiet. The quiet is where the power is. Like this video and comment, I am set apart to anchor this frequency into the physical realm. When you type those words, you are telling the universe that you accept the mission and the isolation that comes with it. Subscribe to this channel and join the global family of those who have dared to leave the camp. We are the remnant. We are the ones who were called out of the darkness and into this marvelous light. You are not alone in your aloneness. You are part of a secret army that is waking up across the planet. Stand tall, chosen one. Your time of hiding is almost over, but for now, enjoy the silence. It is the sound of your soul coming home.